Hi all, today we are here to discuss an economic issue called income inequality. Income inequality is a significant economic issue that refers to an uneven distribution of income among individuals, households, or various social groups within a population. This disparity is often measured by comparing the income level of wealthiest and the poorest segment of society, as well as by examining the overall distribution of wealth and opportunities. At its core, income inequality arises from difference in wages, wealth, education, employment opportunities, and social factors. In many societies, factors such as globalization, technological advancement, and economic policies have accelerated income disparities, creating a situation where wealth tends to accumulate among few rather than being distributed evenly across the population. Causes of income inequality. Income inequality is caused by different factors like unequal education access, globalization, technology favoring high-skilled jobs, weak labor protection, tax policies favoring the wealthy, wealth inheritance, gender and racial disparities, stagnant wages for lower income workers, financialization of economy, and geographical disparities.
Effects of income inequality. First one, reduced economic mobility. Income inequality creates barriers for individuals from low income backgrounds to improve their economic situation. Access to quality education, job opportunities, and network often depends on one's socio-economic status. Increased poverty. As income becomes more concentrated among the wealthy, a larger proportion of the population may fall below the poverty line. This situation results from fewer resources and opportunities available to lower income individuals. Decreased consumer spending. When income is unequally distributed, the majority of consumer spending tends to come from middle and lower classes who spend a higher percentage of their income. Social unrest. High level of income inequality can lead to feelings of frustration and disenfranchisement those among who feel left behind. This can result in increased social tension, protest, and civil unrest. Political polarization. Income inequality can skew political agendas with wealthier individuals and group exerting more influence over political decisions.
Consequences of income inequalities can be discussed in four ways. It reduces economic growth, increased debts, and decreases the investment and health and well-being. On the case of reducing economic growth, the relationship between the income and inequality and economic growth is also affected by the level of equality of opportunity. In society where opportunities are unequally distributed, income inequalities has a greater negative impact on growth. Increased debts. For example, a poor man's debt is a rich man's asset. It is ultimately the rich who are lending to the poor through the financial system. As we move from poor home wares to rich home wares, debts declines and financial assets. As we mentioned above, the use of debts and wealth inequalities are closely linked. And decreasing investment. Income inequalities can prevent the poor from investing. Inequalities associated with the imperfect credit market can prevent the poor from investing. Health and well-being. Health differences can lead to income differences, especially if they limit a person's ability to earn. Health and enhancing goods link nutritious foods and medical care can be allocated based on price, which can reflect economic inequalities.
So I'll be discussing few solutions for reducing income inequality. So as we all know, income inequality refers to the uneven distribution of income among individuals and a group within a society. So how to actually reduce income inequality? The dispersions of income inequality are an ongoing area of analysis for both local and global governing institutions. The IMF and World Bank have a goal to help improve the income of the lowest 10% of earners in all countries through their missions relating to financial stability, long-term economic development and poverty reduction. And in addition to that, income inequality will be addressed more successfully when political, economical and social leaders can agree to basic approaches to its improvement. The basic approaches to its improvement include: the governments should step in when the free market is ineffective in increasing income. Governmental policies that promote income inequality must be acknowledged. Fiscal actions can improve income disparities. Universal healthcare could provide some increase in income inequality. Improving the stability of other social programs such as social security and medical aid could also relieve cost concerns of an enormous number of individuals. And last, better access to educational opportunities could improve socio-economic mobility. The few policies or solutions for reducing income inequality. The first one is increasing the minimum wage. Researchers have shown that the higher wages for the lowest paid workers has the potential to help nearly 4.6 million people out of poverty and add approximately $2 billion to the nation's overall real income. And additionally, increasing the minimum wage does not hurt employment, nor does it retard economic growth. The second one is progressive tax policies. Increasing tax rates on high-income individuals and corporations help reduce income concentrations at the top and can fund social programs. And the third one is investments in education and skill development. Reducing or eliminating tuition cost help people from low-income background to access higher-paying careers, and expanding skill-based training from in-demand field can provide better job opportunities for those without a college degree.
Real world examples. India. The richest 1% of India's population own more than 40% of the country's wealth, while the bottom 50% own just 3%. The gender pay gap is also significant, with women earning only 63 paise for every 1 rupee earned by men. United States. The top 20% of citizens earn more than 20% of the nation's income, while the bottom 20% earn less than 20%. North America versus Sub-Saharan Africa. The average income of people living in North America is 16 times higher than that of people in Sub-Saharan Africa. Thank you.
So, the key statistics. Our topic is income inequality. So, according to the World Bank, the global Gini coefficient. So, what does Gini coefficient means? It measures income inequality in an economy. So, in 1988, it increased. It was 0.63, but it increased to 0.71 in 2015. The Gini coefficient, which the World Bank uses to measure income inequality, which was already said, ranges from 0 to 1, with higher values indicating greater inequality. In this context, the increase from 0.63 in 1988 to 0.71 in 2015 signals that income distribution across the world has become less equal over time. This rise means that the gap between the wealthy and the poor has widened globally, as more wealth and income concentrate among the highest earners. This trend highlights ongoing challenges in achieving economic equity and addressing disparities in wealth distribution worldwide. So, in the second key statistics, in the United States, the top 10% of earners hold 76% of the country's wealth, So, the conclusion: income inequality is a major issue, with wealth increasingly concentrated among top earners, limiting opportunities and resources for most people. Addressing this requires policies like progressive taxation, better education access, and social programs. I hope our information provides an insight regarding the issue.